I'll go get some more drinks for the boys.
That's my wife.
Cut my dick off.
I can't believe Snoop is talking about
Do you like the Blue Man Group? Welcome to the Thread Count Podcast.
I think he's saying Seagram's gin. Cheryl Crow.
Your ass crack is whack. I want to put it on tap. Thank you, wife.
Oh, it's Monterey. You want to put it on tap? Dude, it's growing, dude.
Don't like my cups. You don't like Bill Cosby?
All right, welcome to the Thread Count Podcast. My name's Shannon Laleem. We're here with my co-host.
Joe Mason.
And
Joe, that's an easy name to remember.
yeah, there's his name. You were listening. and we have our guest Joe Bartnick.
What's happening,
Look at
Shannon
that.
and Joe?
How'd you end up here, huh?
I don't know. You do enough drugs, you end up in anybody's bed.
Yeah, exactly.
And not
It is
usually with
funny.
and that's the first time I've ever been in bed with a guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
First time with another guy.
First time with well, I take that back. Actually, yeah, but I've been so broke. Me and friends have just stayed in the same bed together.
Oh,
Yeah, comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Brother
Except
style.
for comedy touring situation.
Right, yeah,
It
just
ain't
like
gay if you're brothers. So.
but not,
Now, you're best known for having been on Netflix, Bill Burr's Friends Who Kill, and on Old Dads.
oh God.
Right,
Well, I hope not so much for Friends Who Kill because I think the editors screwed me over on that pretty good.
Oh, they trim it down. Oh.
Yeah, they messed around with it. I mean, it's good. I'm proud. I was on Netflix, but it's like they took the second show and the first show I destroyed, and then the second show they used and just kind of chopped up the jokes like they were on Comedy Central. Like they didn't. It's like
Yeah.
it's Netflix. You can
Put it all
say
in
whatever
there.
you want. I think I just pushed their buttons a little too hard on some issues. Maybe I don't know.
Mm.
But all those jokes from that are also on my Amazon special. It's on Amazon Prime and it's on YouTube called A Killing in Chicago.
Yeah. And so when did you record that one?
It's funny because I recorded the special like 2 weeks before I did the Netflix thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a long time to come out because my director, my special, who did an incredible job, the
Yeah.
great Ben Tischler, he directed Old Dads
Oh, wow.
along with Bill.
Yeah, that's the cameo in the beginning of the special. Bill and is Bill in
Oh yeah, Bill's in my
yeah,
special
yeah.
as the old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all friends. But so needless to say, you know, because Bill's company, All Things Comedy, they produce my special and everything. So I couldn't be like, hey, work on my special
Yeah.
when they're doing when they're like re-editing Old Dads and everything like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, because it's very well produced, your special.
Oh, the special, they spared no expense. I'm so happy for them. I mean, not happy for them. I'm happy for myself because I'm proud
We got-
of it. Like I put something out I'm proud of. Bill's proud of it. It's great. So thank God. Because imagine not being happy
Yeah.
and having to go around to talk about it for
a full hour. Yeah, full hour special.
Oh, no. We have a friendly cat that wants
that's cool.
Get him
like
out
if
of-
she
you can
stays
shut the door.
like if she
it's
stays
problem.
there, that's cool.
He's an over lovey cat. He also just got his teeth out, so he's been just laying on us all the time. He's drugged up. Actually,
Yeah,
he's
he's
super
on
high.
Oh, he's on like ecstasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever
He's
they
on
call
like
it.
a lot of gabapentin, like just grams of it, like just.
Oh, do you give your cats regular medicine too?
Technically, cats take like the same medication that humans do.
No, because some people get bent out of shape, but I have 2 dogs. I give them each amoxicillins
Yeah.
and Advils.
Oh, Advils.
Really?
Yeah,
they
which
older dogs?
which is ibuprofen. Yeah, my well, actually, I don't think Rose has ever needed any. Maybe my wife has given Rose an antibiotic. Rose is my 5-year-old German Shepherd, who's about 130 pounds.
Oh, wow.
I have a
Big old
I have a
bitch.
15-year-old. A 15-year-old. She's literally 7 different things. We got her DNA tested.
Oh, wow.
And she's the cutest dog ever. Everyone loves her dogs.
That's a white person thing to do.
She is the. My wife did. My wife's white. My wife's whiter than Hitler's cum.
Oh, man. Probably yellow tinted, too. You know what I'm saying?
Blonde hair.
Yeah, she's from the Mayflower.
Yeah.
She literally is a letter from the Mayflower.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's a pilgrim. But for years she was saying that Ruby was a terrier, some kind of English. It's some kind of like famous. It's like like a famous like British term for like like a King Charles Terrier.
Oh, okay.
Or
Okay,
King Charles Spaniel.
Spaniel, yeah.
And literally none of it.
None
Of the 7 things she is, none of them are King Charles Spaniel.
Really?
Yeah.
She has big floppy ears then, or what?
She has she has medium-sized ears, but when she was really little, because we've had her since she was like 3 weeks old, because we got her from a Mexican lady who couldn't take her anymore, and it was just like
This was in Southern California.
Yeah, they had like big dogs. That's why Ruby had the best dog politics ever. Like she could hang out. She knew every dog. That's why we call her the mayor. Dogs, and she's so cute and walks all through town and never a leash. Dogs, kids, everyone goes up and mess with her, play with her. She just accepts everything. Does not care. But now she has a 130-pound bodyguard. So,
Wow.
but Ruby, she got paralyzed. And because she got infected in her spine.
What?
An infection?
Yeah, spinal.
How does that happen?
I think she's a poop eater.
Oh, my dogs were fucking.
It's like the Queen of England going down and doing heroin.
Oof.
In East London. It's like Ruby. Everyone loves her. She's the queen of everything. But she'll snap up some rabbit. She'll eat some rabbit poop if you're not looking, or chipmunk poop or whatever. Not like dog poop. But you wonder what's that little what she put in her face.
She's taking all the different
would eat the
scabs.
shit out of the other dog while it was coming out.
Oh. That's like
in the winter too in Buffalo.
2 dogs, 1 cup.
Yeah, it was, but they were brother and sister,
Yeah.
so it was even more messed up.
And then the brother impregnated the sister.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a stillbirth or whatever, because obviously there would be complications.
Oh wow.
Too close, I think.
Not like 10 stillbirths, right?
No,
like a
like-
bag of
No.
puppies. They didn't have a bag of dead puppies.
We didn't get her spayed right away, so eventually we got her spayed.
Oh.
Should have done it right away. The boy had balls his whole life. He was a little slow, so we didn't chop him. We were afraid it was going to be too much for him to handle.
Yeah, because it was it was called spinal meningitis.
Oh.
So because I was going to San Francisco for a gig, actually to work with Lisa Lampanelli, and my wife was out of town, so I'm like, I'll bring my great friend Kirk with me, and he can babysit Ruby at my friend Jack's house because Jack works. Well, because I have to fly from there to Phoenix with Lampanelli. So that morning, I'm like, I almost step on Ruby in the morning. Like I almost step on. She's like by the side of the bed. Like why didn't she just sleep on the bed? And I thought, oh, you must have jumped and didn't make it and fell back. And I'm like, oh. So then starting that day, she was just like, I'm like, she's so lazy. I'm like, maybe she's just slow getting in the car. And then when she gets in the car and she starts walking less and less and less. Then go get Kirk. She doesn't even come in the front to be excited. It's her favorite person. And I'm like, huh. So then we stop for lunch. I bring her back fries to the car, and she's like, not like moving to get the fries. I'm like, there's something wrong with you. We get to Jack. She doesn't run up Jack's stairs to see his deck. And I'm like, anyway, next day, take her to the hospital. They take her to one vet, and they're like, you gotta get her right to the hospital because once dogs stop moving, that's it. They don't like rehab them like that. I'm like,
shit.
I'm like, oh my god. So we get there. She's there like all day. I got to leave for the gig. I'm like, oh my god. And then they're like, we MRI'd her, and they're like, there's nothing wrong. Like, there's not like structural damage. So she didn't move for like 4 days, and then finally the swelling went. Then finally, like they gave her all these pills, antibiotics, and the swelling went down, and she was like fine. So then I know that now when her one back leg gets weirded out, it's because she has an infection in her back, and it's just like one half an antibiotic. One half of like a person's amoxicillin for like strep throat, and that does the trick.
You just lie and you like do telehealth, and you're like, I've got strep throat, and it's really just for your.
That's really smart.
Well, it's one of my jokes, but literally, because if I go for if I have like strep throat, I'll just take like 2 days worth, and always keep the rest for Ruby.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Stockpiling your medication for your.
Yeah, well, it's my joke though, because vets are expensive, and I have healthcare.
They are expensive.
Yeah. Another thing too is like so. Then she's almost 16, and she also had surgery to get stones removed from her. Like she's the toughest. She's tougher than a $3 steak. This dog.
Yeah.
And so the doctor was like, we never seen this we never took so many stones out of a little dog. She's like a medium sized, she's like a small medium
What
dog.
kind of stones are you talking about?
Like
Kidney
they look
stones.
like crystals. Yeah, kidney stones.
Oh.
Because at first, like she was walking, like it was slowing her down for like a year.
It's like, did it eat stones? What kind of
No,
fucking...
yeah. So for like a year, I'm like, and then like it's like you should have surgery, and I'm just like, I don't want to like Joan Rivers her. She's alive. She's an old dog. If she gets put under.
Yeah.
Then she came out and she was fantastic, like just whole new lease on life. So it was fantastic, but she's just old now, so she's slow in her hips. So now I started not giving it to her, but going to the vet for like $200 a shot a month, and she'd feel amazing. But it's like she would be so jacked out of her mind,
Like a cortisol shot, mini.
yeah,
Yeah.
that she was like fucking up all night, like fucking on a coke bender, and would start like fucking with Rose, our German Shepherd, and Rose loves her, but just she'd like start biting, like attack Rose, and Rose would be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, getting rambunctious.
Yeah, just like I'm like
Test up.
Yeah, and so these shots were at not at from the vet inside the Petco, which is a good company, but not like her official vet that does the surgeries and all that stuff. So and that vet said, like her real doctor, but I'm not trying to throw shade on these people are so nice to us at the Petco, but her real, because she can't even get into her real vet. That's why we started going to this other place, because it's like, anyway, because she's an old lady now, so she's heart problems. So it's like, yeah. So just in my mind, I'm like, her being jacked up is not going to be good. So she should just take a little Advil and be in a little bit of pain than walking around with her fucking heart freaking out.
She's just like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're in bed. You're like, let's talk about something more interesting than your dog, asshole.
no. She's like,
We're
she's
big
like
pet
every.
people.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about our cat. We just had 11 teeth removed from him.
And he has a heart.
So he's all
issue.
drugged up, and that's why he's being like overly friendly and shit, and coming to trying to sit on you and do stuff to you.
It's funny because I don't mind, like I don't mind cats. I'm not a cat person, but I don't mind cats. And I'll, if one came over, I'd pet one a little bit or let it like pet me, whatever. But like it's fine. But my friend in New York City, the great Gino Bisconte, has the most evil fucking cat of all time. He found it in the gutter.
Yeah.
He found it in the gutter, and he brought it home, and it hates me. I have to put brooms around the house to fight it off with.
It'll come and like bite your ankles. Or
It'll just jump and attack me. It'll jump,
Do you
scratch,
show
bite.
dominance, or do you get too scared? Is it?
Oh, I'm scared because I just want to kill it. Like I don't want to kill this cat.
Yeah.
And literally,
You don't want to kill it, but you will kill it.
Honestly, it's honestly twice. If it happened, it happened. Like because it was jumping at me from the refrigerator, and I just swung the fucking broom and hit it and knocked it off the refrigerator, and it fell like it did like the triple Lindy, like it had the sink flipped over and hit.
Didn't it make a noise?
Yeah.
Too?
Oh,
bing
yeah.
bong, bing bong.
Yeah, and then walked away, and then it walked away.
Yeah.
No, like this cat. It took me and my friend Brian Plum, who came back to the apartment with me. It took us like when we first went in there. It took me like 20 minutes to get in the front door.
Does your friend know you bashed his cat with? The
Oh
stick?
yeah.
I was like, imagine you're just confessing and we're like,
No. He knows. Everyone like knows like all kinds of radio stations in New York know because the next day they're like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "I've been fighting Gino's fucking cat."
PETA's coming after you.
Oh my god, yeah. No, it's like literally. I had 3 brooms strategically placed
around the house. Yeah.
Around the house, it would hide. When I'd go in the shower, it would hide behind the bathroom door just to scare me when it came out. The thing was fucking evil. I would lock his bedroom door from the inside. So and then there'd be times where it'd be like 100 degrees in Harlem and no air conditioning. And I couldn't even go get a glass of water because the cat was on the refrigerator. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with the fucking cat right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Gino lets me sleep in his room and he sleeps on the couch because he can't leave me out there with the cat. And it's not just me. My friend Kevin Dombrowski, his wife is a great lady, right? And at one time I was visiting my parents from New York. I'm like, I might not be back for like early. It might be like 6 hours where the cat might really need to eat.
Yeah.
I told her, I go, if you want to go feed the cat. They live like 2 blocks away. She
Yeah.
goes, "Fuck that fucking cat. I hope he dies."
Oh man.
Everybody wants this cat to die.
Yeah.
Like it's for the better good of
Yeah,
humanity.
it's the worst.
Wow.
Sorry,
sucks.
Gino. You know but the thing is, he loves the fact that his cat is a fucking piece of shit. Like he
Some people love their demon pets. You know, it's like it's their
He's
little
probably cool
it's their
with
little
it.
bitch.
You know,
like
he
it's
probably
like
knows how to tame the beast. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
no, he is. But it's not even just like just because if he's there, she'll still just come up and scratch and bite me.
yeah. It's
I'll
like
just
somebody
be
with a
sitting there
bad
watching
kid.
television, and she'll just come over, just attack me.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's like somebody with like a bad kid who like still thinks their kid is like the cutest thing. Like, you know, like
Yeah, bad kids are the worst. I remember this one demon kid. Oh my god, we stayed at his house. It was my wife's friend, and we stayed at their house for like a weekend.
and you hit that kid too with the
No.
broom.
With the broom. Yeah.
I would have. That kid needed fucking
He
smack.
needed to be hit with
He
the
needed
broom.
fuck. Oh, and she was like a master she had a master psychology degree.
Oh, no.
And like a room this big full of books. I'm
Yeah.
like, she can't fucking raise her own fucking kid. I'm like, the best thing that could happen to that kid is he runs away when he's 15 and like joins a punk band and dies of heroin. Like this kid's a bad seed. He was a bad. He was a bad fucking seed.
Ends up in South Florida, Delray Beach.
And then he becomes a open mic comedian. And stuff.
That's the path for a lot of
That's
people
the path.
around here.
Heroin to open mic comedian.
I've just never seen a kid that bad. Like, oh my god! Like, it was one of those things where like I would just pretend to be sleeping all day just because I did not want to see that kid.
You'd wake up, you'd be sucking your toes or something.
No, he's just a bad kid.
Oh.
He always tries to take it somewhere really weird.
Just kidding.
I guess
sorry,
they-
man.
That's Joey's thing. That's Joey's thing.
I'm sorry, man. I
No,
You'll
it's-
notice. You'll
told you
notice
that was
that.
gonna
Yeah, you'll
happen.
notice that.
Yeah, it's like I've been around a few blocks.
just
Like,
wanted to see
is that
if I
what
could
gets
catch
the,
you.
is that
I
what
wanted
gets
to
the
see if you would go what?
No, is that what gets the YouTube hits? Like all the creepy shit.
Joey, yeah, Joey's
Sorry,
weird.
I'll
thing.
stop with the creepy shit.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
go ahead. I guess that's what's entertaining. That's what people
Our
wanna see.
our following is 70% male between like 19 and 39. You know, like it's,
Yeah, so I'm way past them. Like this guy's talking about his dogs and his fucking.
no,
Shut
no,
him
no,
up.
no. Now, with comedy, you were in Old Dads. Like, how did that all come into play?
Well, I mean, I'm great friends with Bill, and he wrote, produced, and starred in the movie, so he had me in his movie.
Yeah, and you guys know each other from like.
I opened for him in San Francisco like over 20 years ago now.
Oh wow! Okay.
And then we were just always great friends, and then about like 10 years ago, he started taking me on the road with him a lot.
Oh yeah.
And then me and him, and at the time, Paul Verzi opened for him a lot, and he would always say, "You need to meet my friend Paul Verzi. He's just like you on the East Coast." And then he would tell Paul, "You need to meet Joe Bartnick. He's just like you on the West Coast." And then at Bill's wedding, we met, and it sounds gay, but we literally became like best friends,
I
Like-
thought it was
like-
going to be a
Musketeers.
rival.
like instantly. So then we did a bunch of tours together, me, Paul, and Burr. And then and then Burr put together, we did it called the All In Tour for about 2 years, where me and Paul just flip-flop headlining shows together, and we would just be on tour together. And that made me really strong as a comic, having to follow Verzi after he's doing 40 every night.
Wow.
And that's when the one in Syracuse and in Buffalo, I think, like 3 towns upstate New York or Connecticut, we brought Adrian Appalucci with us to open.
Oh yeah.
And you know, your wife sounds like Adrian Appalucci. Yeah.
My tone of voice. That's interesting. People always like say things specifically about my voice. I mean, people are always like, your voice is like unique or interesting sounding. I think it's because it's like, I don't know, nasally in a sense. It doesn't look like it'll come out of my body.
Buffalonians have a
The
strange
Buffalo-
accent.
Yeah, the Buffalo accent too.
Well,
comes
she's
out
from the
strange.
Bronx.
Yeah.
Bronx.
Yeah. So it's like the weird New York
Yeah, but usually, like,
lifeless tone.
yeah, like dead inside.
Yeah, they taxed the life out of me.
What's your background? Did you have like a regular life, or
Yeah, I like.
because Adrian had some hardships growing up? So
Yeah, like my parents got like divorced when I was young and such, and we all have like our traumas. And,
there you go. Same with her.
but yeah, I mean, just pretty. I feel like mediocre suburban drama in my life for the most part. Nothing more than most.
So you're not more dead inside than anybody else then.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
not as some like the closer you get to New York City, the more life gets sucked out of you. You know.
You think so?
You get down to Utica and like there's nothing left but crack. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny. This guy. I did a benefit for the Syracuse Fire Department. And that was really fun. Last year in the winter, like that was fun because. But Syracuse is a weird spot.
Yeah.
I definitely were at the Syracuse Funny Bone with Adrian.
Yeah.
Syracuse is it's like a mall, a school in the hood.
Yeah.
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 Most of small towns in New York, like besides the city, like once you're out there, it's pretty much more country than down here.
Yeah, people like think New York is like super liberal and stuff, and I'm like, I mean, where we are in Palm Beach County is way
Once you get
more
out to
liberal than Buffalo.
have you been to Buffalo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Buffalo's pretty
Have
wild.
you been to a Bills game?
No. I've been to I with Bill. We played the Buffalo Arena, and we got to go backstage and see all like
Orchard Park.
HSBC.
Yeah,
HSBC.
Oh, that was a couple years ago, right? Or
Yeah,
what? Oh,
yeah.
my dad was at that show.
Yeah, so we got to go and see all like
Yeah.
I would see like in the players' locker room and stuff. And
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
always neat to do stuff like that. So yeah, I did that, and I've been to some Dead shows up in Buffalo.
Oh, you're
Okay.
a
'Cause
deadhead.
I grew up in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
So I
we're
did-
deadheads.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, we saw Phil and Friends like probably around like 12 or
RIP.
15 times. We've gone to Rat Dog. We've gone to Dead and Co. a number of
We were
times.
close to the
I went to
Capitol
Dead
Theater,
50.
in Portchester.
Oh wow!
Where
Yeah.
they Phil did a bunch of show runs there when we were in school.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we just show up without tickets with our finger up and literally get in every once in a while. It was pretty nice.
That's great. Yeah, I got arrested in Buffalo after a Dead show.
Oh man.
Yeah, but not arrested. Well, here's the truth. We're driving up to Buffalo that Saturday afternoon, and just got super fucking high,
Yeah.
and then parked next like on a camping site, like a parking lot, which is grass where people were camping, just near the stadium.
Yeah,
But no
yeah.
no diminishing traits.
Yeah.
And then we're walking to the show, and then a guy just had like a Visine container of acid
Oh,
and just
man.
poured it into my hand.
Yeah.
And I just took it. And then Andy goes, and my great friend Andy, he at like an intermission, he's like, I'm going to go take a piss. And I go, okay. And he goes, that's when I knew you were coming back in a police car.
Oh, no.
So then I tripped balls off, had the best show ever, but I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I met this chick, and we hung out and fooled around for a little bit, and like hung out with her friends for a while, and then it was like, okay, like they're putting their fire out, and it's kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, like I gotta go,
Yeah.
and then so I start walking. And I'm like, oh, there's like not even the deadheads are out anymore. Like it's like
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's- So I just took my weed and my pipe and my lighter, and I threw them down the sewer. Like I know I'm gonna get picked up. Like I don't want anything on me.
Mm-hmm.
So then, cop picks me up. He's like, "What's going on?"
You're
And-
just like roaming the streets.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the cop picks. This one I was big, I had long hair.
Wearing a tie-dye shirt.
Something or other. I didn't know exactly, but I was menacing. I was, my background's pretty crazy. So anyway, so he's like, what are you doing? And I go, honestly, sir, I go, I'm a city kid. You can just arrest me now because I don't know where I'm supposed to go. So.
And you just took it?
Yeah, I go. I don't know where my buddy is, where the tent is. I have no idea. So
This is before cell phones.
yeah, I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, why don't you? I go, well, I'll be honest again. I go, I just took way too much acid. So you can do whatever you want, but you're my only chance to ever get out of Buffalo.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. So then he goes, okay, come with me. So come with me. So and it was a dog cop. So like, so the dog got in the front, and I got in the back. Whatever, they split it up. So like, I wasn't with the dog.
Yeah.
And they bring me downtown. They bring me to wherever the station. He goes, we're going to run a couple tests. We're going to do a couple things to you, and then I'll bring you back to the thing. I go, okay. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing. There's nothing I can do. Right. So then it was really bright in the police station. I was like, oh, fuck, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And then they asked me. Then I was sitting there for a long time, and I'm like, oh, I'm
Could
getting.
see
And
through
I'm
your
like,
eyelids.
oh, I'm getting fucked. But what am I gonna? I literally had nothing. I had nothing I could do.
Yeah.
So then they asked me just like 3 or 4 really simple questions. Not simple, but like whatever. And they go, okay, now shut your eyes and count. And shut your eyes for 30 seconds, and then open them. Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay, so I shut my eyes, and I mean, I thought that my eyes were shut for like a half hour, and I was just fucking with these cops.
Yeah.
And they didn't know what the fuck. And I'm just sitting there, and they're just like all making their coffee and fucking around. Just like, this guy sitting there, and I'm just like fucking completely.
You fell asleep.
No, yeah, whatever. And so like I open them up, and the guy goes, "Oh, that was 10 seconds."
No way.
I swear on my grandmother.
That's such a weird feeling.
And I'm like, and he goes, "Okay, yeah, we're done." He goes, "Yeah, Chuck will bring you to your tent." And I go, "Really?" They go, "Yeah." And then Chuck was like, I think his name was Chuck, whatever. He goes, "Yeah, hold on." And then whatever, like he fucked with the dog again, and brought me, and he brought me right to the tent. And I'm like, I'm like, how do you? He goes, I goes, "Yeah, I knew where you're at." I go, "Okay." And I got out, and there was Andy and like 2 or 3 people. They were the only ones awake anywhere, and they had the fire going because they were going to have like a fire for me to find him.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I knew you were coming back in a cop car."
That's so crazy. Back in the day, you
Damn.
could just do shit like that. Nowadays, I feel like I would just like lose all my assets. My house would be gone.
Well, the
I'd
thing
have to
is
start
it would never happen to you unless you lost your phone.
Yeah.
If you because you just the shit like
Or your
that
phone
happen.
dies. Yeah.
Yeah, but someone would let you charge it. Like,
Yeah.
like, I mean, whatever. That's why the phones are amazing. The last time that happened, something like that happened, was a bunch of us went to the Masters golf tournament in Atlanta, Georgia, outside of Atlanta, Augusta,
You
Georgia.
did acid again at the Masters.
No, but I got
Oh,
I got 2 back rubs on the fairway because it was right before my back surgery, and I was in dire pain.
Like some Epstein back rubs, or what kind of?
No, like 2 chicks gave me back rubs.
Yeah, it sounds like.
And that's what Bill was like. Only Bartnick could get chicks to rub his back on the fairways at the
Yeah.
Masters. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because the second day I stepped out of the
They thought
the
you had
van
money.
run. Yeah, they did. They thought I had money. They love the stash, but the Masters is so like such a sacred place to these people that you're not allowed to bring your phone. So we literally had to tell everyone because there's 9 of us. It's a golf course. Everyone's walking different places, checking shots. It's like 4 o'clock, you meet here.
Yeah.
Like that's it. There's no. Yeah, so that's like the last time,
Man.
without cell phones. But my back hurts so bad, and I was just trying to crack it on the fairways, and these ladies just came here. "Oh, is your back okay?" I'm like, "Oh, it really hurts." So they were like rubbing my back.
Wow.
How long is your back hurt?
Well, I had surgery like 20 or like 30 years ago now, and then I had surgery again like 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
It's probably when Shannon was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing. How old are you?
30. Yeah.
30. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
almost been doing comedy longer than you've been alive.
Yeah.
Old is your back surgery?
Yeah, my first surgery. Well, it's so funny. I'm on so many shows now where like I'm older. I've been doing comedy longer than my openers have been alive.
Yeah.
And I've opened for people. Well, I don't know if I've opened for people. I've definitely been on shows. Yeah. Well, no, I've been technically.
Showcases
Showcases
and stuff,
with definitely people that haven't been doing that have better careers and aren't as old as I've been doing comedy.
How long
Some
have you
people
been
pop
doing
off
it?
quick.
Comedy?
About 28 years.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is cool. Now, do you have any crazy like tour stories?
Oh, they have a million of them. Which ones you want to hear?
You ever have to like hit a cat with a broomstick or anything?
Oh, that was technically in New York, so I mean, I guess that's touring. No, just ask me where you want to. The name of the city, I could probably tell you a story about it.
I don't know, like a horror story of like a Midwest, like a typical Midwest like shenanigans.
Midwest shenanigans. Well, I'll tell you, I went to the Oklahoma bombing site that's haunted.
Oh, what? You were like,
You believe in
we're in
ghosts,
Oklahoma.
sir?
Where else is there to go?
Yeah. What was funny is the hotel we stayed at was is legendarily haunted to the point where the Knicks don't stay there.
Really?
Yeah, because
Because black people are scared.
You
of
have
spooky
ghosts.
shit.
they really are.
Yeah.
Any supernatural things, because there's one guy I worked on a television show with. He was a stand-up comedian as well as a medium, and he would say stuff that would freak me out. And all the brothers in the writing room would be like, "Oh my God!" And then he came to one of my shows a couple years later, and I saw him in the lobby. And I'm like, "You still doing that crazy shit?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "Think of a name." And I thought of my grandfather's name.
Yeah.
No, there's no way that he would. And he goes, "Dominic." And I go,
Who is this?
You're
Who's
Italian.
the singer of
He pulled it from your Italian.
his name is see, I think I really did have a stroke like in the summer because remember I can never think of anything.
I always
anymore.
think I'm having a stroke a little bit too.
Joey's like the king of...
Sometimes I feel pressure in my head. Then I rub it because I'm afraid the vein is not letting all the blood through. I'm about to fucking pop.
Well, that's kind of
lug
like
nut.
my concussion headache. I have an all-time concussion headache right there. It never really goes away.
From hockey, or
Yeah, from everything.
Yeah.
Just being Italian, being stupid. but I don't know, between my hand and then, like I've been slurring words every now and then, and I don't drink as much as I used to. Just in normal everyday life, I'm going like, whoa, like
yeah,
almost like a computer glitch.
yeah.
So I don't know. But no, so some oil baron gave birth to fuck this chick, gave birth to his daughter, and they didn't want her seen, so she was only allowed to live on the hotel's like 9th floor. And one day she just jumped out the window.
Oh, I think I've heard that story before.
Yeah, well now that hotel's completely haunted. Now it's haunted, so that's why some NBA teams don't stay there, and no one stays on that floor.
Is there anyone who likes
they just keep it empty.
who isn't scared by it, and who like wants to like bang one of these ghosts or anything?
I don't know. I don't
You know what I mean?
Ghost pussy?
Yeah, ghost puss.
That's what every incel gets.
Casper
the friendly hoe.
Where did you
But no, so we went to the so me and my tour agent, if you will, tour manager, she wanted to go check out the Oklahoma bombing place, and we went, and you could just feel the energy. It was such a creepy place, so creepy. And then we were walking around, and all of a sudden, a security guard comes up and he's like, "What are you doing?" We're like, "Oh, we just came to check it out." He goes, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "I was the lead detective on the case." So he told us how they solved the whole case.
He won't. Yeah, he's like, I won't leave these like stomping grounds. This is my like fame spot. Like I'm never getting paid.
No, I think the poor guy probably like got pension and still needed to work part-time to pay for everything.
My God.
I mean, people are broke, man. I remember when I drove across America, the first time when I moved to LA, when I moved to San Francisco, with all my belongings, I stopped at this McDonald's to go to the bathroom, and then I got like a shake. And the guy mopping the floor, I sat down as I got out of the car, and he sat down. And I go, "Oh," he goes, I said something, whatever, like, you not the dick, like, "Oh, are you tired? You're working hard. I take a break, dude." And he like laughed. He goes, "Yeah, I got to go home and do." He listed everything he had to do on his farm. His farm was going down there, so he had to take a job at McDonald's.
Oh.
That's a sad. You want to hear a sad Midwest story?
That's that's an American like story.
He did it for
a
the
modern
health
day.
insurance.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you
United
about
Healthcare.
the Dead and Me, or what's it? The Dead and what's the final ones in Chicago in '94? You weren't born yet?
Oh no, yeah, not.
Yeah, you
94. I was born in 94.
Okay, yeah. So oh no. Well, when was the reunion show?
They did that in 2015.
Okay,
I was there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, in Chicago.
Yeah,
I got in the lake, and my wife told my buddies I was with, he goes, "Whatever you do, don't let them in the lake again."
Oh no.
In the lake?
In Chicago.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got in the lake?
Yeah.
Dang.
All boozed up.
It was fun. Yeah, I love water.
Where did you get the nickname from Bill Burr, the Rose Bowl legend? What's the story behind that?
Okay. This is not breaking new ground, but I'll tell it again. So we were friends, and we had never, and we were friends. We were friends, but we weren't great friends yet. Like we were becoming better friends.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Tennessee. Tennessee played UCLA in the Rose Bowl, and it was like 107 degrees in like September. And we went in the game. We almost left at halftime. But like, let's stay for one more kick because Tennessee was like fourth in the nation. UCLA came back and won the game. We're like, this is awesome. We gotta go to the Rose Bowl, the real Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
So we went. So then he got tickets, and then Bill was still drinking, and we brought like a case of beer, a bottle of Crown, and like a bottle of Jägermeister. And we drank almost all of it. And if not all of it, and we loved
two of you guys.
Yeah, and we loved it because it was Penn State, USC, and he's from Boston. I'm from Pittsburgh. Every tailgate we've ever been to has been like armed warfare and just like
yeah.
This was like beautiful, sunny. Both teams' fans are intermingling. Like anyway, the guy took us on. It took us. This UCLA guy put us in his like the Trojan outfit and showed us on his Winnebago. He had the best time. And all we just grilled 2 steaks and just drank the rest. We had this little hibachi.
Oh, that's nice.
We had like a big steak. We had 2 steaks, like a bag of Doritos, and the rest was booze. And 2 Cuban cigars.
Doritos and steak.
Yeah,
That sounds so good.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
So then we're like, okay, there's a so it's like, time to go in. So Bill bought those ticket holder things. So I had a ticket holder around my neck, and I had a Cuban cigar. So I didn't put down my Cuban cigar. I just scanned my neck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 100,000 people, so we're like late getting in,
Mm-hmm.
and we're walking up to our seat, and that's when they go, "In the home of the brave," and like the F-16 goes like in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
It literally feels like it's coming like right
Damn.
at it. Was like, wow. We're just wasted. It was fucking incredible. So we get up to our seats, and in college football, if you see how there's like all one color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was all that color, and then me and Bill just dressed like regular people.
Yeah.
Like I kind of wanted Penn State to win, but it wasn't like really rooting for. I really wasn't like rooting for them. Like I could have cared less. So we're there, and like right, I don't know, maybe like 3 plays in, this lady just turns around in the meanest like garbage voice, like and just goes, "Would you put that fucking cigar out?" like that, right?
Yeah.
If she just would have said, hey, can you please put your cigar? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I forgot I had it.
Yeah.
I literally would have.
She wanted blood.
I really would have been that. So I literally go. I go, hey, bitch. I go, you need to lose 40 pounds before you can talk to me like that.
Did she have anyone with her?
Yeah. So, so her husband turned around, and she hit him or whatever, and turned around and looked at me, because Bill saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that guy turned and looked at me, and like I said, I was a little scarier back in those days. And then he just started attacking Bill.
Yeah. The one he could. Yeah.
And then so imagine trying to get into a verbal confrontation with Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to go well.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh my God. Then it's like the section's getting a little like uptight because it's like a little drama.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know Bill as much. The tickets are like $400 each. Like,
no.
Like I don't want to like. We
get ejected.
It's like we see like 3 plays.
Yeah.
By the time the halftime went through, the whole section was on Bill's side.
Damn.
Yeah, and then and it was funny because Penn State lost probably like I don't know, like 35-3, but like 3 plays in, like they stopped. This was like the Matt Leinart, like Reggie Bush. Like 3 plays in though, it was like 3rd and 5, and Penn State stopped them. So it was like they had to punt. So I go, nothing, 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 right in that lady's head.
Yeah.
And she goes, you are so fucking obnoxious.
I have.
That's an inside joke of being able to nothing, nothing. And then we couldn't find the car for like 4 hours because it was dark. Like you park and you see,
Yeah,
like,
you don't know where you were.
Yeah, another time I didn't know where I was at after a big event. But then we've gone every year for like 16 years. We've gone to the Rose Bowl, me and him, and brought all kinds of different friends and family. And just,
That's awesome.
No
man.
more fights.
No. Well, actually, no, not with us by any means.
These are the funnest ones to watch on online. I always see people like they get thrown down now. There's no rules. People don't care about hurting people anymore, and they'll throw people down. Then you see people just smash their fucking backs up.
But like I've learned, you learn things like that's where I learned the pickleback. The people in Oregon showed me like you can drink any shit whiskey or tequila in the world if you drink pickle juice afterwards.
Yeah.
So I learned that. And
Electrolytes.
We've had so many fun times there, and just always fun. There's so many other things have happened. I can't remember it, but it's just fun. But that's the original. That's the original story. You heard the whole story.
Wow. Yeah. Because
I
think,
said, people have heard it before, though. So I don't want think.
Well, some people might not. Maybe not the people that watch our
anyone
podcast.
who watches this probably, I
the-
don't know. I don't
The
know,
maybe
but-
500 people that watch this.
Someone to go like, oh my god, he tells the same story every week or whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, with your special, you released that a year ago or so?
Yeah, a little bit over a year ago.
Yeah.
Last October.
And that has turned out pretty good, right? You've gotten a lot of views on that and such.
Yeah.
Has that like landed you more headlining gigs and such, or because like you said you like had gone on tour with a lot of these other guys? Are you kind of like now trying to separate on your own now that because you have a full hour?
Well, like I always had a full hour. Like I think that's why Bill was my friend. I mean, he doesn't do charity work. That's why he always brought like Joe DeRosa or me or Verzi.
Yeah.
He always wants people that kill in front of him to make the show better.
Yeah.
Like he wants to be pushed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why. So now he's like Dean and Nate. It's like he always wants the best comics, friends, guys he likes, but he wants great shows. But yeah, no. So like I was always headlining, places before I started working with Bill a lot at Lampanelli. I'm just trying to work better places, and then places go away.
Yeah.
Like so many rooms I started playing with have disappeared.
Yeah. Even the Palm Beach Improv is gone, and that was here for 25 years.
And bookers change and everything. So you're always unless you're a household name, you're always fighting to work places, and then your management changes. Your agents change. Everything changes. But yeah, I'm getting more work.
Have you done like other acting stuff other than the Old Dads, or what?
Yeah, I actually just was in a sitcom pilot we just shot last summer.
Oh, nice. And what is that called?
I forget.
That's out now or not yet?
It's a pilot, so hopefully someone will pick it up.
Oh, nice.
I feel embarrassed to forget the name of it, but
no, that's all right.
it's hidden. No, I play a great character. I did really acting. I played a Jewish gangster. As opposed to when I usually just always play an Italian gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always
You got
Italian,
upgraded.
no matter what. Like even I was in Dirty Jokes, the movie. Of course, I played an Italian butcher.
Oh yeah.
I'm always the Italian.
How did you Jewish up the Italian act? What'd you have to do? Have to pinch your nose together? Or something?
No, I just it's just funny. It's just me.
Yeah. I guess like
a lot of Jews play Italian. It's about time some Italian played a Jew.
It's true.
Yeah.
James Caan, he's Jewish.
I saw some like photos of you from before, and like you definitely look like different. I feel like you look a little more Italian than I feel like it's like kind of more like your big scary Italian brother,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was definitely bigger and heavier.
Yeah. Very cool. And what else? We talked a little bit about music. What other kind of music do you like other than?
Well, it's funny now.
Crocodile.
This is the one thing I can't remember. I have a new podcast called the Midnight Special Podcast, which there's a show in the 70s on NBC late night called the Midnight Special, and they're re-releasing them all on YouTube, so we're having a podcast related to that show.
Yeah.
And the shows are phenomenal. Like these, and it's like so eclectic. It's like, the one episode we did though was great because I say I love the blues. I love rock and roll based on the blues. Like my favorite music is like my favorite rock and roll bands are the Stones, AC/DC, George Thorogood, Skinner. I like rock and roll based. I like blues based. I like blues based rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I love the blues. Like I love Muddy Waters, Elmore James, Chuck Berry, B.B. King. That's my favorite music. So, but on these episodes, right? The blues episode was amazing because like B.B. King had like Paul Butterfield, and it was like a blues, all different types of blues.
Those players were incredible,
right? But like on the other episodes, it'll be like Ike and Tina Turner, with it'll just be with like geez, my memory is really shot.
All that abuse made great music back then.
Yeah. It'll be like Ike and Tina Turner hosting, and it would be like with Donovan and just I'm spacing on like these like I'm really brain dead. It'd be like just regular rock band. It'd be like Kansas, and then like Gordon Lightfoot. And then the Four Top, just every different type of music and genre would be in one episode. What I mean? It's like so revisiting the episodes and watching them is like, oh my god, it's just amazing.
Do you get into any new music nowadays, or do you feel like you're just not hearing? Like, have you heard any new bands or any current music? Bands that still tour besides like the Dead, and this and that.
Yeah.
Are there any newer bands you like or no?
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I'm really getting into country music / Americana.
Little P.P. Simon.
Who's that?
Paul Simon.
Sorry, I'm just being dumb.
Oh yeah. No, I like Chris Stapleton. I actually met his manager in Nashville. It was funny. Like, at a party, I'm like, oh, what do you do? And he goes, oh, I manage music acts. He goes, who? I go, I like some country nowadays. He goes, who? I go, Chris Stapleton. He goes, oh, we manage him. And I'm like,
oh wow.
Yeah, so I like him. I like the Turnpike Troubadours.
Oh yeah.
I like a little bit of Zach Bryan. Yeah. I like Riley Way Hubbard, but he's like 80 years old.
I haven't heard of Riley Way Hubbard.
Maybe it's Ray Riley Hubbard. I always get them mixed up. I'm a little dyslexic, but yeah, he's the man. He's the man. Yeah, I like all types of music, to be honest with you.
Nice.
Except rap music from like the last 20 years.
Yeah.
After Biggie and Tupac, it's kind of like
Joey's into all the NWA stuff. That's like the rap he likes.
Lil Xan.
I don't even understand what they're trying to say. But my generation is like I loved Run DMC and Biz Markie and Big Daddy Kane and LL Cool J, like 80s. I liked 80s rap a lot. I like 80s
school.
rap a lot because they had the beat. I'm not as into that California as much, but Snoop has some good songs. I worked with Snoop, so he was cool. But I like some Tupac. But I don't know. I'm not even how I don't really like heavy metal anymore. Even though I was a metal kid when I was a kid, I'm just not that angry.
Yeah, I don't want to be
anymore.
at a concert anymore. You know what I mean? And just like, yeah, it's a lot of aggression that it lets out. Now I'm like about the nurturing, more happy music.
Exactly.
I do like rock and roll though.
Now, how did you work with Snoop? What was that?
I worked on his television show, Dog After Dark.
Oh, really? Like as a writer? Or?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I wrote the first sketch they ever did, or it was my sketch. They fixed it up. I mean, it's a joint project. It was my idea. It was a Kool-Aid Man trying to join the Justice League of America.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I love that.
You were the Kool-Aid Man?
No, I forget who was.
Sorry, I'm a little slow.
No. I just wrote the sketch.
Yeah.
But it all got it just that was my idea, and then they put more stuff into it. But yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Like he had a sidekick. Like this was somebody's idea, it wasn't mine. I thought it was brilliant. Was he had a hot side piece named Tang?
Oh my god! And what other like celebrities have you had? Like any like crazy celebrity run-ins in LA?
crazy run-ins. I don't know. But
Have you ever had to slap Will Smith in the face?
No.
No, just anything like
that? He talked about your wife.
No, honestly, like that kind of triggers me because I will say right in the camera, I'll fucking knock the fuck out of that fucking guy. Fuck you.
Ooh.
Fuck you for putting your hand on Chris Rock.
Dude, imagine if Will Smith saw this shit, bro.
Oh, what, he'd have one of his,
yeah.
he'd have one of
Buy
his
a new house.
He'd have one of his like 900 bodyguards fucking come after me.
We're
He,
gonna
he wouldn't be
at Will
man
Smith.
enough.
He's gonna find
he's
where I
not
live,
even
dude.
he's not even man enough to fuck with that man wife of his.
Oh shit!
Called out. You hear that, Will Smith?
That's the best part of the podcast so far. Jesus Christ, that's great.
Calling out Will Smith.
I fucking fuck him.
Yeah, pick-
Fuck you. Fucking smacking. You know what's even sadder was the whole night was supposed to be for those black girls playing tennis. Like
Yeah.
and like it could have been their night, you know?
Oh.
And he makes it about him. What a fucking asshole.
He was kind of still playing tennis. You know what I mean?
Also, he picked on a small guy. You know?
Just it's Chris Rock.
yeah.
He's on my Mount Rushmore. He's Chris Rock. Like I love fucking Chris.
He's one of
Rock.
your favorite comics. or
Yeah,
what?
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is the only comic I would pay to see.
Anyone who gets offended and like turns and gets angry from a joke, I just can't have any part of that. You know, that's like anyone who's like that, you should round them up, maybe blast them to space or something. You know?
It was like I still can't. It gets me mad now. I mean, for about 3 months, every morning I woke up pissed off, just thinking about it.
it.
Yeah, you're more deeply affected than anyone outside of the scene. Then
Every time you like see a commercial or anytime you see like the movie Hitch come up on your Netflix, you like.
No, I've
get
never watched
angry.
any of his movies. I mean, I've seen Fresh Prince like a couple times, but it wasn't even like I was an adult when that show came on, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like it'd be a bigger deal if he was on like Brady Bunch or something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I didn't watch the Fresh Prince.
It was harder for you to like learn about Bill Cosby than like to see.
No, you know what? You know what's funny about Bill Cosby? I liked the Bill Cosby show
Yeah.
because I loved fucking Lisa Bonet.
Yeah.
Because I like black chicks,
Yeah.
but
Ooh.
I never thought that his stand-up was very funny
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
compared to like. I mean, I grew up with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Eddie Murphy is
like,
a killer.
Yeah, like yeah, like when like Eddie Murphy's joke about when Richard Pryor's like fuck Bill when he said to be clean, like
Yeah. Yeah.
because Eddie Murphy, I believe, he's why one of everyone in my comedy generation, 80% of the people doing comedy that are either 4 years younger than me or 4 years older than me are all doing it because of Eddie Murphy Delirious. Because everyone saw him in the red suit. Everyone saw that special, and it's all anyone talked about for a year.
Yeah.
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 How great it was.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone, I still know that hour almost by heart. Like that's like because before that, everyone was just all comedy was like, okay, I'm wearing a vest. And I'm going to go try to do my 7 clean minutes on Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just came out there. He followed the bus boys in a leather suit and just absolutely crushed. And it was just like, oh,
Louis
that's
is my
stand-up
favorite.
comedy. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's like, and then Kennison and then Dice.
Yeah.
That's like the evolution of like what it is today. But it was like, Eddie was like the first one to break. I mean, obviously it goes back to Richard Pryor and George Carlin for really breaking the mold
Yeah.
of
yeah.
that. But just for my generation, it was just Eddie Murphy. And then the kids younger than me, like they're Eddie Murphy in the blue suit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's like, but it's always Eddie Murphy. Like what he's only done stand up once in like the last 40 years. It was when he was at the Mark Twain thing and he ripped on Bill Cosby. And it was just for 10 minutes. It was just the best. Like,
Yeah.
I just wish to God he would come. And I always hear there's a rumor this, he may come back. It would
Working
be,
on something,
It would be the
yeah.
greatest thing ever.
I feel like when you take so much time off, when you come back, you probably like are even more a perfectionist about what you're going to come back with too,
Well, I think that, I mean, unless they, I mean, I don't know. He's the only one that's ever really walked away.
Yeah.
Almost on top.
Yeah.
But I think if there wasn't a such thing as cell phones, maybe, but then they can still, how they lock him up at all his Bill shows now. And most Chappelle,
Yeah.
most big time people, they lock up their shit. So they would do that at the Comedy Store for
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's probably, and that's the funny thing was he just literally riffed, I think, at the Mark Twain Awards, and he was so funny. Like he didn't even have to work on his act. He's so funny. If he just talked for an hour, I
Jimmy's
just love
like that. Where like Jimmy, just like his delivery is like so unique in a way that it's like everything crushes.
Jimmy
like,
Schubert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very him.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you got to be. You got to be yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not yourself, you're never going to reach anything.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say never, but I don't know. Like I always tell people, like you have 3 years to be funny.
Yeah.
If you're not funny after 3 years, it might just not be for you.
Yeah.
And then you have like 7 years to be yourself.
Yeah.
Because everyone starts out like I like my generation. A lot of people did like a bad Dave Attell. Or like a bad Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah.
And nowadays,
People are still doing that.
nowadays, people do like bad Burrs or bad Louis C.K.'s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Kevin Hart.
Shane Gillis is all
Shane
over.
Gillis is everywhere.
Really? I don't.
That's our
It's
generation.
the young folk.
Okay, yeah. So like I mean, that's why I said like I went from doing a bad Dave Attell to like a mediocre Ron White.
Yeah. That's great.
Damn.
And you're from Pittsburgh.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any like stories of growing up in Pittsburgh that like just
Sidney
like
Crosby ever
you
slap
said
you around or anything?
Well, I just had lunch at lunch. Like 3 weeks before he passed, I had dinner with Franco Harris.
Oh wow,
That was pretty amazing. And I got to take my mom and dad, and then my mom and dad came backstage, and Franco came to the show with his wife and son, and my mom had made meatballs for the crew. So Franco and Franco's family got to eat my mom's meatballs.
wow.
And they got to talk Italian and talk about art and stuff like that. And then my dad and Franco and Burr watched the Immaculate Reception on a tape that Franco had never seen before. He never saw it on the All 22 tape. It was just released, and Burr had it on his phone. So my dad, who was at the game of the Immaculate Reception, got to sit there and hang out with Franco.
Wow.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was so happy for that moment for me, but my mom and dad, it was just great. It was so funny because like Doc is very good friends with a very good friend of mine, Troy Beck, a chef in Pittsburgh, and Doc is Franco's son, and he's like, hey, Doc wants to know if you want to hang out, if you want to meet Franco, we'll all have dinner, and I'm like, yeah, that's amazing, and then I'm like, yeah, and then like a couple weeks later, I'm like, hey, Bill, like I'm going into town early to go have dinner with Franco. If you want to come, he's like, fuck yeah, like let's go. Yeah. And then he's like, and Franco at dinner's like, yeah, I'll come to the show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
How
and
cool
then
is
so
that?
then they just like surprised my mom and dad, like, oh look who's here.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a cool
That,
moment.
like it's always like crazy when you like meet like someone big. And was he like super nice?
Couldn't have been any nicer.
That's always the craziest thing when you meet like someone huge. Like we met Adam Ray recently, and he was like one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Like where I was like, I'm shocked with how like
He is. I love Adam Ray. I love Adam Ray, but I did him a solid at the Laugh Factory like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago now. He wanted to leave early, and I go, he goes, can you close for me? It was just a showcase show. I go, yeah, no, don't worry about it. You can go to the movie with your wife.
Yeah.
And then I go, but my agent and his father came to see you, so that do a good set. Or no, it actually was. I told him, I go, my agent's dad is a big fan of yours, blah 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 blah, and they came to see you because they saw he was on the show.
Yeah.
So then, whatever, like the next day, he goes, oh, thanks again for doing it. I go, oh, you know what? My agent's dad, he's in cancer treatment. He couldn't make it. This is honest to God truth.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I laughed.
No, that's okay.
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, no. So he couldn't make it. So Adam goes, oh my God, well, I'll send them a video. And he's owes me that video, Mr. Ray, for the last 2 months. My agent was all, yeah.
We'll send it to him.
But then it was so funny was because then like a week later he goes, oh man, I'm making that tape today for you. So I was like, okay. Like if he just would have forgot about it, I wouldn't have
So
given. But he's but isn't that funny though? But Adam Ray is great. But I've always found like I used to be great friends with Dave Attell. He's my hero.
He's supposed to be like a super nice
Yeah,
guy too.
yeah, and he's the nicest guy. Like Burr is the nicest guy. All the best people are the nicest people.
Yeah,
I've never met
yeah.
one. Most of the comics that suck are the ones that aren't very funny.
Are the assholes? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know,
yeah. That's kind of the interesting thing.
it's like, but then there are some people, but almost everybody's nice to me. Almost I have very few people that are ever not nice to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't really talk shit about people. I don't.
Yeah.
I always think if you don't have anything nice, I was raised. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything.
Yeah.
So I just don't. And
Yeah.
I always tell young comics, always like two things, or I guess 3 or 4, but like just in life or just in comedy, just be funny and be nice.
Yeah.
If you're those things, good things usually happen. Be funny and be nice. Good things usually happen. And then the other thing is tape all your sets.
Yeah.
Tape all your sets and listen. And people are like, "Oh, well, I have my camera set." No, just put your phone in your pocket and hit record.
Yeah.
like that.
Audio record.
That's all. That's all I do because literally, if Dave Attell and George Lopez can still tape all their sets, you can tape your set.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
and that's what I work. That's what I write.
Yeah, that's how you like can study back and be like, all right, where did something go wrong? Or you can be like, oh, my pacing was off. It's the best way to like learn all of those things.
I don't even learn any of that. I just learn, like, I just say, okay, that one, that's the way I want to say it. Yeah. Like, oh, that, like, okay, this is the way. Or if I riff something, oh yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. But I think the bigger thing, kind of I'm going to try to use a big word, meta, or I don't know what meta means really, but if you listen to your tape, you're never that good and you're never that bad. So it keeps you nice in the middle. Like, oh my God, I crushed. Humble. Then you're like, that wasn't that good. Or if you're like, oh my God, that sucked. And then you're like, wasn't that bad. Yeah. It just kind of keeps you in the middle.
Yeah, that's true. It's good advice. And you also have a couple different podcasts, right? You have the Puck Off.
I have Puck Off podcast. I have Two for Talking with Josh Yohe, the Pittsburgh Penguins beat writer for The Athletic. Puck Off is just me and my comedy pals, Frazier and Andy. We've been doing that for like 13 years, all things comedy. Mm-hmm. And then the Two for Talking just started 30 episodes ago. That's going really well, though. And I got the Midnight Special podcast. And someday soon, I'm going to have my own podcast. So many people want me to just talk and not talk about hockey.
You've got a great voice.
Yeah.
It sounds like who my dad has always listened to growing up. Like when I was in the car with my dad and he'd be listening to sports radio or like Howard Stern, I feel like you were that voice. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of
thing. So you grew up, when did you start listening to Stern?
On the way to school.
Oh, so no,
my dad would drive me to school and be like, "Don't tell your mom," and then Howard Stern would be like, "Show your tits."
But what era of Stern?
I don't know.
That would have been like probably 2000s.
Well, was Artie on the show?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I love Artie.
Yeah.
I love Artie.
Yeah.
I love Artie, but I liked Stern better when it was just the four of them and Stutter and John. When it was Jackie and Fred Norris and Robin and Howard. The first 20 years.
Robin was there forever, right?
Robin was there forever, and Fred were there forever. But and Jackie, and then every now and then Stuttering John would come on, and that was just they'd shit on Stuttering John, and that would always be the best. And then, Jackie did his thing, and Jackie's a great guy, but he did his thing, and then it just evolved, and Artie's awesome dude and hilarious stand-up, and I wish him nothing but the best. He's a sweetheart. And now, I actually wrote, because I used to help Lisa Lampanelli write all of her roasts and everything. Yeah. So he actually wrote her last roast, before she retired. The only other person to walk away from, besides Eddie Murphy, was Lampanelli. Yeah. I wrote her last things on Stern. She went on Stern to announce her retirement, so I wrote the last jokes. But she was also one of the last people, when he did his roast of him, I think his last day on terrestrial radio. And I wrote the joke of, to hear the rest of this joke, you're going to have to pay $9.95. And they used it as like a bumper on Sirius for a long time.
Oh, that's funny. I love that. Now, we actually, the way we end this podcast is kind of unique. We have a lullaby for you. We wrote a song. A custom song for you that we're gonna sing.
It's over already. I thought I didn't say anything funny or interesting.
So that's
we talked about a lot of
Are
stuff.
you working on a new special?
You're like, when are we gonna? I'm like thinking, when are we gonna start?
No. I didn't want to get too into the sex stuff. I know. Sometimes that takes up a big chunk of what we talk about. But one of the funny things that I forgot that I wanted to bring up is on the riff show, on the improv show, one of the topics that came up was Four Loko, and you did not know what a Four Loko was.
No.
You've never heard of a Four Loko.
No, I never did.
That I thought that was like I wasn't sure at first if you were joking, and then like me and Casey were like dying looking at each other because like Four Loko is like what we grew up like drinking in high school. That was like the drink you could steal them from a gas station.
So it's an energy drink.
Well, it's like an energy booze drink, and they had to like change the formula because like so many kids were getting like trashed off of them.
Okay, I kind of remember hearing about that, but
it was like a major thing for our generation was like the Four Locos.
that's so funny that I had. Yeah, that was a fun show. I whatever. I guess if you watch this podcast, I'm sure you know about it. But if you've never seen it, you should go see it. It's the most fun I've had on stage in years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to like go up and just be like, I'm just gonna like talk about whatever I see on the screen, and it's been a good way too for us to like sometimes come up with new material.
Yeah, that's why I do those shows all around Hollywood. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like told Sad Man like, hey, I'll go on that show. Like if you need people, like, oh yeah, I'll put you on. So it was like fun. I think I'm gonna use that grandma sex thing I came up with. I'm gonna what's the tape again? Yeah, like I'm in the age range where I can have sex with grandmas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I'm old enough to have, like, you know, especially Latina grandmas. That's right. That's right.
Oh yeah, they've been double grandmaed by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what
they're
I mean?
great
They're
grandmas.
triple grandmas.
Yeah.
I love that. Cool. All right. Well, here's our song. We
No, you're
make sure you
you're
follow.
like Captain and Tennille. That's before your age.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know who Captain and Tennille
You
is.
knew who Captain Tennille was, right?
I know the ref. I mean, I've heard that said so many times.
Yeah, but actually, Captain played piano, so it's a little bit off.
More like Jack.
Most of the time, we do this like a guitar thing. We've done a couple beats, a couple
Oh, I'd much rather hear
electronics.
the.
So we do different
Yeah,
genres.
we do it based on the guests, so we always try to cater it a little bit. I thought you were more of a Creed guy, honestly,
Yeah.
when we wrote this one. So,
Yeah, we went very
I
dad rock.
misjudged. Yeah, I should
Well,
have done more
Creed is that-
AC/DC style.
No, that's okay. No, because it's so funny. Because just recently, I think I've and my great friend Bob Lester, who's the head DJ, the head #1 DJ at the Anchorage rock station. He's like the morning guy. He said that he feels the same way, maybe too. I'm not trying to out him. That maybe the Stones have passed AC/DC as his favorite band ever. So I think the Stones now.
Yeah.
Have,
They
Well,
were
now
just
they're
as
considered
rock and
classic.
roll, more like innovative. I'd say they just didn't have the same distortion that like AC/DC had, but it was like the time of electric turning more electric then.
well, it's just like because like AC/DC, man, they have like 8 albums that are incredible, right?
Yeah.
The Stones have like 30 now.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like if there's no more music, I can still listen to way more Stone songs than I can AC/DC.
And Mick Jagger's jacked and banging them still.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I just saw them. I just saw them this summer. It was incredible.
I've never seen him.
It might have been the best
Yeah, we
show
haven't
I've
seen
seen of theirs,
Yeah.
and I've seen them like. I mean, I saw them do like albums in their entirety. I used to work for Bill Graham in San Francisco. I've seen so many great concerts.
Yeah.
We've gone to a lot of shows. Actually, you know what's funny is there was this like comedy competition recently, and one of the names on the list was Brian Johnson, and I was like, and it was over in Naples, and I was like, does Brian Johnson live like in Sarasota? And is he like competing on like Florida's
That'd be
funniest
funny.
comedian?
She was a fast machine.
I was convinced that I was gonna show up, and it was plausible that he could be there. I was like, maybe he is. Like maybe he's getting into comedy. Some of these people do. Like
Yeah. Oh,
Tom
yeah,
Brady talked about it. You know.
Oh yeah, you know what's funny is we're talking about singing and acoustic. So on that flight, so in Alaska, I was going up to Alaska to do some shows up there, and I was in the Alaskan Airlines, whatever, like VIP thing, whatever, and sitting there, we're watching a hockey game, and I'm like watching this playoff hockey game with like 3 guys, and I'm like, we're sitting there. And I'm like, do you think the plane's gonna have the game on? You think they're gonna have a TV? And he goes, I don't know. It's Alaska. And I go, you going to Alaska too? He goes, yeah. Where are you going? Anchorage. Oh, I'm at Anchorage. Oh, what are you guys doing? I sat next to Candlebox. The guys in Candlebox.
I don't know Candlebox.
You don't know Candlebox?
Sorry, man.
How do you not know Candlebox?
What is Candlebox?
Oh, they're a big band. They were huge. They were huge in like the
Do I
night.
know their songs?
Yeah. I mean, you definitely know their
Can
songs.
sing us.
I'm sorry,
Can you
dude.
sing us a
I
line?
feel so bad.
No, because like I told you how my brain's going, I can't even remember half my act
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I won't hold up your podcast by 20 minutes by making you look at this thing.
This
That's
is good.
Shout
Shout out Candlebox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they were great. So Bob called me at the thing at the airport watching the game, and he called me. He goes, "Hey, you're definitely coming in tomorrow at 8 a.m. right?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, we got those guys in Candlebox." And I go, "Yeah, I'm sitting I'm sitting with them right now in the bar." And they're like, "Hey!"
There's
Yeah.
only one flight to Anchorage.
Yeah, there is like 5 flights. So then we sang AC/DC songs in studio.
Yeah. In studio.
Damn.
With
Yeah.
them? You
Yeah.
went to the studio?
Yeah, because it's the radio studio.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
so like he's like, "Hey, Bartnick, come in here and see some things. We know you love AC/DC, so."
That's
So I was on
crazy.
for a while. Then they come on, play some music, and they go hang out, we'll do some fun stuff, and then that was it. Yeah.
It's cool that it crosses over. Like I feel like
Let me-
musicians really appreciate comedy.
Can you look up Candlebox real
Oh,
quick?
yeah,
Because
Candlebox,
The,
yeah.
the number one song you would definitely.
I'm
know.
like, yeah, Candlebox. The name
would-
doesn't even sound familiar to me.
Yeah, like they just played with
American.
and they
rock
just
band.
played. I saw them open for it was
Far Behind.
Bush. Yeah, Far Behind.
1993. We're gonna get.
What's the second? What's the one after Far Behind? There's. Let me see. Let me see. No, do you have Google?
Yeah.
Hit Google. Hit Candlebox.
Candlebox. Maybe.
Or do you have Spotify?
Yeah, Spotify.
Hit Spotify and hit Candlebox, and I'll tell you like there's one of the first two that comes up. So yeah, so it was Bush and then Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah.
I've hung out with Jerry Cantrell before. That's a story and a ghost story. So I'm underneath the wheel turn, hanging out.
Far Behind. You cover me.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
know
know
this.
this. I know this.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That sounds familiar now that I hear
That's
it.
it, baby.
Very, very classic '90s rock.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You have to know Candlebox.
Yeah.
But so I met Jerry Cantrell's. I actually was in studio with Alice in Chains one time because I'm friends with Craig Gass,
Oh,
and
wow.
and I got to hang out with Jerry Cantrell. We took pictures. We're hanging out, and he's tuning. I go. Let's take some. You can sing into the mic if you want. So I'm like, you gotta come here. So I'm going, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So I have a bunch of pictures of me and Jerry Cantrell screaming together.
Damn.
But then
That's so cool.
But then we saw him at the wheel turn, and me and my wife, and then we had backstage. So we're going down. I'm hanging out with the new singer of Alice in Chains, great guy, and Jerry. And we're hanging out, and my wife is just like, we gotta go, and I'm like,
We're not
I'm
leaving.
with Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you
And,
talking
and
about?
she's
This
like,
is the big night.
and she's like, no, your daughter wants us to come home. You got to come home.
Oh.
So I'm like, what? I go 5 more minutes. She goes, where do you go now? So we have a ghost. We had a ghost in our old house, and the ghost knew that my daughter was home by herself and just scared the shit and goes, you need to get out now.
What are you talking about?
The
dude?
ghost
Wait, we
was
need to talk
saying-
about
wait.
this.
According to my daughter.
You have a lot of ghost stories. Ghost stories is something that we touch on a lot. Joey
We
loves
do.
the
I
spooky.
love the ghost because
like-
I've never seen one. I'd like one to maybe spook me. Things have been falling a lot.
Joey's easily scared.
I'll be like jerking off and things will fall and I'll be like, ah!
It's your mom.
It's my soul.
Yeah, no, we had one in our old house for sure. Like you just knew it, and that's why I believe because just a few years ago, I found out the real story. I go, well, we had to leave. 'Cause I told the story somewhere, and I'm like, yeah. And then we had to leave. My daughter, we had to go home, and Boo was I call my daughter the Boo. Boo was like, yeah, because the ghost was yelling at me to leave the house. That's why I wanted to come home early.
That would freak me. I would leave the house.
Yeah.
Like I would just don't come home. I'm coming there.
That's scary. as
Well,
hell,
she
man.
was like 12, so she couldn't like come
to the bar. Yeah.
to the wheel turn. But yeah, because they were out of town. My wife and my daughter were out of town, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just go move some stuff in while we're home, So me and Ruby, my old dog now, she was younger, and I brought like 5 garbage bags, and I went to throw them. I went upstairs into our bedroom, and I'm like, there's something. And I got freaked out.
Yeah. You could feel like
Yeah, I'm like, oh, and Ruby didn't even go up the stairs. Like Ruby didn't stay downstairs, didn't even go up the stairs.
That's so weird.
And I'm like, let's go, Fuzz, get out of here.
Was it an old house or?
Yeah, well, I think the old lady died there. I think because we're the next people to move in.
Oh, okay. Like you guys got it like because she died, like her family still loved that
Do you
house.
think she's in hell? Do you think that's what hell is?
I think spirits stick around if they don't pass to the next level.
Yeah,
Sucks.
like it's purgatory. Purgatory is being a ghost.
And I just think that like that's why you always want to be at ease with everything so that you're ready to go. Although I do think a couple times I said no to the light. It's just like no, I'm not.
No to the light. What do you mean?
Because
by
you
that?
had a heart
What's
attack,
going on?
right?
Yeah, the heart.
Oh,
Yeah,
no to the light.
Yeah, and I had a heart attack, and I've been in some bad car wrecks, and just like a couple times, I think I've like just not died.
Do you think you died in your other life, and you just when you die, you just keep on going, and you never really die, but you just keep going, Because why haven't you died yet? Well,
Everyone says I got like 9 lives.
I know, but like, why?
You're like a cat.
We're still alive.
I've literally.
We're all still alive. We're never gonna die.
I think I might have been, I don't know. An old girlfriend of mine's mother said, because I don't like people touching my neck and coming around my neck. I mean, like, with chick or hot, whatever, but not really. I don't like people touching my neck. And she goes, you were hung in a previous life.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love my neck touch.
You were also hung in a previous life.
Yeah, not anymore. That skipped a
Same
generation.
life, yeah.
I didn't bring that with me.
Yeah.
I love that. So, other than your special, A Killing in Chicago, anything else you want to plug? Your podcasts, we said.
If you like hockey, if you like music, the Midnight Special thing's great. If you like hockey, Puck Off and Two for Talking, and I'll probably have my own podcast starting in the beginning of next year. Hopefully, I've been saying this for 10 years, but I think it might happen.
And at Mr. Joe Bartnick.
On Instagram, because I was
banned.
No, I was hacked 3 days from Sunday.
Yeah.
If you get hacked, here's my last tip of the evening. If you ever get hacked, do not go online and say you've been hacked. Because then a bunch of people saying, "Oh, we're huge Puck Off fans. We'll help you." So then I gave them my information. Then they
got double hacked.
Then I got double hacked.
Got Gene hacked.
Yeah, I got Gene Hackman. And so if you're just regularly hacked, like my daughter was regularly hacked and she was in high school, this is a major thing. And I go, just follow all the steps. And she got hers back in like 3 hours. Yeah. Because then a friend of mine wanted me to help her with it, and I'm like, I can't help you get it back. Yeah. Because I had like my agents like made a big phone call. Yeah. Because 99% of everybody, you can't get your thing back. Yeah. But like they had to call like.
Gotta get the Instagram
call the big
back.
boys.
Yeah, like just. Yeah,
had to do a little
can't lose the followers.
Zuckerberg, you know what I mean?
Even though I have no followers, so like I didn't even care when they were like they were trying to ransom it. It's like I got 10,000 followers. I could care less.
Like I could pay for you're trying to get me to pay for my account. I could get more followers for that amount of money.
No, because I don't know. I'm just at the age where people just don't. People just my age don't. I love my civilian friends that don't have any social media. I'm like, you're so blessed. Yeah. To not have to, because I don't.
Do you think we're going downhill as a society?
1,000%.
Do you think we're fucked? Are you scared about like your kids and the future?
No, because my daughter does like martial arts and she's going to Berkeley now.
No, I meant just like
society-wise.
Your lineage. It's gonna keep going potentially. You know what I mean? And then like, what's gonna happen when like fucking Russia comes, dude? What are we gonna do?
I don't know. It can't be any worse than these woke fucking people.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd rather have a tyrant.
Yeah.
Than some transsexual fucking.
Get ready for 2025.
Is that what it is? Everyone's saying that. I don't know. I watch like hockey and Kojak. I could care less. I kind of could care less about the world. The world's always been about the same. Yeah. And it's like you worry about something changing your life. It's never going to change your life. Just go and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I hate
live it.
politics.
Yeah.
Just live
I hate
against
both
it.
sides. I want to blast them up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna remove that part of it.
Yeah, we're cutting that out. No, make sure you follow Joe Bartnick at Mr. Joe Bartnick. Make sure you follow Joey at Joe_Y_Mason. Make sure you follow me at Shannon Says Shit. Make sure you follow the Thread Count Podcast at Thread Count Podcast. This is our lullaby.
What is the thread count on these sheets?
Thread count. I believe these thread the thread count on our sheets. I think is like 1,200.
Oh, really?
1,200.
We
yeah.
wore on our last sheets.
Mommy bought these. Mommy bought these for Christmas last year.
Your mom.
Yeah.
Oh.
My mom. Yeah, not me. I'm not calling myself mommy.
Okay, I didn't know you were like a cat mom or something.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not the kind of girl that will call myself a cat mommy in front of people. You know, behind closed doors.
Really?
It's still Mother's
Behind-
Day for me.
Yeah, behind closed doors. I'm the mom. I want breakfast on Mother's Day, but like in front of people, I'm not a mom.
You ever gonna get a dog?
Oh, we love a dog.
We're gonna get a dog.
It's just-
They'll be our kid.
Yeah, it's
Honestly,
like when
they'll be our
when
kid.
when it's like when most of our friends are having kids. That's when we'll get
We
a
want
dog.
to travel the world as much
Yeah.
as we can. And
Travel.
that's the goal.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Dogs are hard to travel with.
Yeah, they certainly are.
So, yeah. Then they get fucking spinal meningitis right before you have a big gig on the road,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you're like
Then your
almost
whole career-
crying on stage.
You hear accrues to pay for the dog.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Here we go.
Thanks,
Here
Mr.
we go.
Joe.
Thank you for joining us. Joe Bartnick drinks like my daddy did. At Marshall's, you can finally come inside. The day before a mustache ride. Drink so much his foot hurts. Eyes his tits in a collared shirt. Miller High Life on a sunny day. In a wild beater, that sweet champagne. Joe's got a dead body. Says it's fun, says everybody's getting appetizer. Everybody's gonna get an appetizer. Mozzarella sticks, triple fries. No one sharing dessert tonight. Joe
That was great. Shannon and Joey.
Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you,
Thanks
brother.
for tuning in. And check out Joe's special. Then you'll get some of our fun references. And make sure you tuck in with us next week. Thanks so much, guys. See ya.
That was really good.
Thank you, Mr.
That was-
Bartnick.
That was